Hey y'all, so today we're asking, who is your soulmate? Who is this person that is going to fall in love with you? And we're gonna get super detailed because we're gonna look at what job they have, their zodiac sign, what their personality is like, do you know them already or not? So we're getting super detailed up in her. We have 5 piles to choose from. We have pile number 1 with the Desert Rose, pile number 2 with the Lapis Lazuli, pile number 3 with the Lepidolite, pile number 4 with the Aquamarine, and finally pile number 5 with the Dalmatian Jasper. So guys, if you're new to a pick a card reading or tarot card readings, what you want to do is go ahead and see which crystal or which pile you're most attracted to. For example, if you're attracted to the Lepidolite, go in the description box or my comment section, and wherever I have Lepidolite, click on the timestamp next to it, and you'll automatically kind of fast forward to your reading. Okay, so that's how it works, and I will see you in your pile, guys. Bye y'all. Hey y'all, pile number 1, let's find out who your soulmate is, okay? Who is this person that's gonna fall in love with you? When are you gonna meet them? So we're gonna get some dates as well, and what do they do as a profession? Do you know them already or not? What their personality is like? We're gonna get super detailed up in her. So you guys have the Desert Rose, okay? So I will put that right over here, and let's get started. So the first card here is a warrior. So guys, immediately right off the bat, your soulmate, the person you're going to be marrying, is someone who has been through a lot. This is someone who has really hung on and felt their way through everything, all the hardships. Also, there's one more thing actually before I continue on with this. There's a quote that came up before I started your pile, like a message, and the message was that when you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot in it and hang on. So I'll repeat that again. When you reach the end of a rope, tie a knot in the rope and hang on. So that kind of came up when I was shuffling these 2 cards here to get information about your soulmate, and that could be a message from spirit to you guys too. If you feel like you're going through some crap right now, spirit is telling you guys, just hang on. If you feel like things are getting rough in your life, just tie a knot in at the end of that rope and just hang on, because things are going to get better. That quote can also be for your soulmate, the person you're going to be meeting and likely marrying, that maybe they have also in their life, as I see from this card, they've been through a lot, and they've also probably many times had a got to the end of the rope, things got tough, and they just decided to tie a knot in that rope and they just kept going. Okay, so this person's a warrior. They've been through a lot. They really kept fighting despite things getting really difficult. I'm also getting that this person's very calm. Even if you look at this, the energy of this card, it's very calm. This person has their eyes closed, looks almost like they're meditating. There's a lot of purple here. So your person is very intuitive. Your soulmate, they're very intuitive. They're calm. They don't have a temper. They're not a reactive person. They've been through a lot, so they've done a lot of healing as well. But this person's very intuitive. They're very wise. For example, for their age, they're very mature, because I guess maybe life forced them to have to be mature. They've been through a lot. And so what basically a summary of this card is that they're a very calm person. They don't have anger issues. They don't have a temper. They're not reactive. They are very intuitive, and they listen to their own inner guidance. And they've been through a lot is the summary of that card. So now let's look at this card right here. Okay, so we have the unseen. The unseen. Okay, so when this person was younger, guys, they felt like they weren't seen. They're probably one of the ones, how you always have that kid in a classroom that you know, isn't very talkative. They're a little bit on the quieter side. Maybe they even get bullied in school, but they don't have a lot of friends. They kind of keep to themselves. You know, like for example, you have that popular squad, you know, where these kids are really popular, have a lot of friends, a lot of people look at them because they are popular. Well, your person was unseen, meaning they weren't the popular kid. They were more quiet, reserved, kind of, you know, I'm sure they had friends, but do you get what I'm saying? They're not like, you know, hey, look at me, like, you know, those some people who like love attention. That's definitely not your soulmate. They don't like attention. Also, from the unseen, guys, I'm getting that this person, again, their spirit guides really look after them. This person is very protected. They're protected by the unseen people around them, meaning spirit guides, guardian angels. And they also are very wise, very intuitive, again, is what I'm getting from this card. You know, they really, really take their own inner guidance. Okay, and but I'm also seeing that one of the I guess more darker sides to them would be that they do hold grudges. Like for example, if they get hurt, they're not someone who's going to easily forgive you. Like they're going to hold on to that for a long time. And I think it's because this person, you know, your soulmate themselves are so kind and they're so calm and patient that, you know, they would never do that to someone. So when someone does it to them, it really stings them and they have a hard time forgiving people. So there is, you know, this unwillingness to forgive that they do have. So they do hold grudges, and I mean, I'm sure eventually they forgive people, but they're the type that holds grudges, and it takes a very long time to forgive someone once they're really hurt. So that's what I'm seeing so far. And again, the same message with the unseen is coming up, that this person is very intuitive. I wouldn't be surprised if they're clairvoyant, you know, where they feel like they can like talk to people, like their spirit guides and etc. Like a very mature and wise and intuitive person here, your soulmate. So that's interesting. But let's get more information. I want to get some from this pile. Spirit, what else can you tell me about pile number one, soulmate? Who will pile number one fall in love with, or who will fall in love with them? Okay, I feel like this one wanted to jump right up. So we have the yin. Oh my god, I can't even, guys, look. We have the yin card. What does it say on there? I don't know if you guys can see this, but it says intuition, patience, trust, spirituality, and receptivity. Guys, this is your soulmate. You know, I've been saying this person's very intuitive. They are definitely spiritual. I wouldn't be surprised, again, if they talk to their spirit guides, and this person is very patient. Yeah, and this is someone you can trust. They're a good person. They're kind, you know, and they're an overall just a very good person. And again, that's why they hold grudges, because they wouldn't dare hurt someone or wrong someone. So when someone hurts them or wrongs them, they're like, oh hell no, you did not just do that to me. I'm gonna remember this, you know. But that's them. So wow, okay, so let's get more information. Actually, I do kind of want to, let's see when, actually we're gonna get to that later. I do want to see when you're gonna meet them, but let's check out their personality first. Okay, so I'm using my homemade deck here. Okay, Spirit, what can you tell me? Okay, so your person or your soulmate is independent. Spirit, please tell me about pile number one, soulmate, the person who will fall in love with them. Please give me more information. Okay. We have dedicated. So this is someone who's very motivated, dedicated. I wouldn't be surprised if they're successful too, because of how much they've been through and just their dedication. And plus them being independent. Yeah, so this person comes off very elegant and classy. You know, like their style, the way they carry themselves, very elegant and classy. I'm gonna move some of these up here so we can just kind of see all of these. Okay. This is a really big deck. I'm gonna split it in two so I can shuffle better. Please give me more information, Spirit. Okay, so we have that this person's really fun. Okay, this is someone very fun. So they're not boring at all. They're very sensitive. Yeah. There's someone very sensitive. Let's pick some from here. And they're very inspiring. Again, they've been through a lot. So I think, you know, once you hear their struggle and they share that with you, you're going to be very inspired how they've managed to kind of, you know, come through all of this. Because remember that quote where if you reach the end of a rope, tie a knot in it and keep holding. That did kind of tell me, you know, either that quote is for you, but I think it's also related to this person, that all the stuff they've been through and how they just had to keep fighting, and the fact that we have the warrior coming up here. Spirit, what else can you tell me about this person? About pile number one's soulmate. What can you tell me? Okay. We have loving. So they're very loving. Oh, yeah, and they're intelligent. Very loving. Okay, we have two here that came out. So we have very, oh my God, guys, I said we had two here. It was literally these two, kind of like back to back. So we have loving twice. Okay, if that's not confirmation, I don't know what is. So I'm just gonna put that down here. So we have loving and loving. They're intelligent. And I see loyal here too, that's flipped up. So this is, they're very loyal. So I'm just gonna put this on top of these. Okay. And sorry guys, I got a call there. But let's go ahead and pull from my other pile. Spirit, what else can you tell me? Okay, so what do we have here? If I can pick these up. Athletic. So this is someone who is athletic. Okay, so they're probably like playing sports, working out, probably. Okay. We also have that they might have wavy hair. Okay, so they probably have wavy hair. And look, we have fitness and sports. So this person's very athletic, guys. They love fitness, they love sports. I'll put that right here, wavy hair. Look at all the blue we have going on here. Okay, Spirit, what else can you tell me about pile? Okay, so we have, for some of you guys, this, your soulmate could be a writer or a journalist, or maybe this is just something they like doing as a hobby on the side, you know, like writing or journalism. I know a lot of people do that part-time sometimes. Okay, Spirit, what else can you tell me? What can you tell me about pile number one's soulmate? Okay, I'm feeling being drawn to this yellow card right here. We have casual and laid back style. So they're very casual, laid back. This could be them talking about their wardrobe too, like a very, you know, laid back style. There are a lot of people watching this. I think earlier we got that they carry themselves very elegantly and very classy. But they could also kind of like this casual wardrobe, kind of laid back wardrobe. Spirit, what else can you tell me? I'm being drawn to this blue right here. They're a very curious person. So this person's very curious. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they research things, ask a lot of questions. Ooh, okay, so we got one that fell on the floor. But we have that they could be an Aries. Okay, so we have Aries. We also have an air sign, that they could be an air sign as well. Okay. And I think we have a few signs here too. So we have Taurus, we have Cancer, we have Virgo, Scorpio, and I believe that's a Capricorn and a Pisces. So we have all of that there too. So all of these signs is what they could be. And let's get some information from my other pile. We have a lot of A lot of decks here. Spirit, can you give me... Oh, that was quick. Okay, so too many options. So guys, this is someone who has a lot of options. So when you meet them, like, I mean, I'm assuming this person's probably really good looking or successful or something, because they have a lot of options. So when you meet them, you know, they'll have like many options to choose from, but they'll pick you because this is your soulmate. Spirit, what else can you tell me? Okay, so this wanted to come out. Healing. Yeah, guys, so they've done a lot of healing, and it's because they've been through a lot. You know, I was getting that earlier with this card here. So, you know, a lot of healing. Spirit, what else can you tell me? We have wants commitment. So this is someone who wants commitment. They're in this for the long haul. Okay. Okay. Spirit, what else can you tell me about pile number 1, soulmate? What else can you tell me, Spirit? Okay, so maybe this person lives long distance from you. So I'm not sure if if this is gonna start long distance with you and your soulmate, your future soulmate, or you guys are gonna meet each other while you're kind of living far away from each other. I'm so sorry, guys. I cut the camera off because I had a sneeze. It's allergy season. My allergies have been acting crazy. But anyways, I was at the long distance card. Yeah, guys. So for some of you guys, your soulmate is going to live at a long distance from you. And maybe you guys are even going to have to do like a long distance thing. And it like for a short amount of time until, I don't know, maybe you guys, you know, live with each other, move in with each other, get married. But yeah, so there is some type of long distance situation here. I'm also getting like this person might have family issues, like within their own family. Okay, again, they've been through a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, so some family issues. Honestly, who doesn't have family issues these days? But okay, what else, Spirit? What else can you give me about pile number 1, soulmate? So this card wants to come out. Yeah, so they're very sensitive. Okay, did I get sensitive earlier, guys? I could have sworn I got sensitive earlier somewhere. I'm not entirely sure about that, but okay. So they have a little bit of a childish humor to them. You know how some people have like a childlike humor? It's not a bad thing. You know, this person they love laughter. They love, you know, they're fun. Okay, we got the card fun earlier. So, you know, they do like that. I mean, that is how they are. They probably like this kind of childish banter. Spirit, what else can you tell me about this person? You know what? I'm going to go and pull from this deck again. Spirit, what can you tell me? Okay, so this wants to come out. So for some people, they might work in the food industry. Maybe they own a restaurant, own a bakery. Maybe they're like a, you know, like a chef in one of these things. So that's what's coming out here too. Spirit, what else can you tell me about pile number 1's soulmate? What else can you tell me? Okay, this card wanted to come right up. Okay, so they might have dark brown eyes. Okay. I want to get when you guys are meeting this person. Spirit, can you please tell me when will pile number 1 be meeting their soulmate? Okay, so for some of you guys, we have November of this year. So the upcoming November. We have December. And I want to pull, yeah, the fall. So fall of this year. And then there's also this blue one right here, and summer. So we're getting November, December, fall, summer. So, I mean, all of these are indicating this year. I'm not seeing any, yeah, we have spring here too. I know a lot of people are watching this, but we have spring here. So for this pile, some of you guys might be meeting this person really soon. We have spring, we have fall, we have November, we have December. In my deck, I have a bunch of like a years too, you know. like I have like 1 to 2 years, 3 to 5 years, but all of your cards that came out are all this year. So that's wild, guys. So most of you guys are going to be meeting this person this year. So that's crazy. Let me know below in the comment section what pile you guys picked. I'm very curious if you guys kind of have an idea of who this person is yet or not. But yeah, guys, I will see you in your next reading. Bye. Hey y'all, pile number 2. Let's find out who your soulmate is. Who is this person that's going to fall in love with you? You guys chose the Lapis Lazuli, so I'll put that right over here above this butterfly. And let's get started. So your first card is the Healer. So your future soulmate is someone who is a healer. I bet they've healed a lot themselves, but they're also a healer. So let's see what that means. I'm getting that this person, your soulmate, could be someone that has a job in which they heal people, like for example something in the medical field, to where they're actively healing people. I'm also getting that this person has gone through a lot in their life and they've healed a lot themselves, so now they have all this wisdom and advice and guidance that they give other people. So you know how some people have like a part-time job for like a health or wellness coach or like a life coach, right? So this person could be something like that, like a life coach that people hire, or you know, maybe they just do this out of the goodness of their heart, where they're giving people guidance, support, and information and advice to guide them through life. So again, you know, just to summarize, either your person, like your soulmate, actually has a healthcare job or actually has a job healing people literally, or they could be again like a life coach, wellness coach, something to where they're guiding someone, helping someone, giving advice, and kind of, you know, guiding them through life. I'm getting that. I'm also getting from this that your future soulmate, they're a peaceful person. They like peace. This is someone who likes peace and quiet. I'm also getting that they value freedom. Okay, they like their freedom. They you know, they like to kind of be free, do their own thing. They like peace. They like they're very caring, right? And that's why they're a healer, and they offer guidance and support to other people because they're very caring. And this person in general feels complete. Like they feel like they've done the hard work, they've healed, they've been through all of that, and they feel pretty complete is what I'm getting. I'm also getting maybe your person could be an earth sign. I'm seeing, first of all, with like this greenish color here, and there's a picture of a heart and like the organ hearts, which is why I also felt like it was maybe someone in the medical field, possibly. But look at all these trees, flowers around this, you know, like it's giving wholesome vibes. So this person's very caring, they're wholesome, they're complete. Could be an earth sign is what I'm getting from this card so far. Let's look at the other card to get more information about your soulmate. The underworld. The underworld. Look at all the weeds here. I mean, I don't think they're literally weeds, but I don't know what this is. Like trees, stems, vines, but they're kind of in black and white. So I'm getting that, first of all, your soulmate is someone who gets distracted easily, is what I'm getting. They do get distracted. But what I'm also getting is, you know, the underworld is kind of a scary place. You know, even if you look in this card right here, how it kind of looks scary. It looks dark. You see those creepy little eyeballs, right? And so the underworld is kind of a scary, intimidating place. So what I'm getting is that your soulmate is someone who's very brave. They've kind of been in the underworld, you know, quote unquote, meaning the underworld, like a very deep, dark place, because they've been through a lot in their life, and because of that is how they became a healer, because they've been through a lot, they've experienced it all, and now they kind of help and guide those that, you know, are also kind of going through it. So they offer good advice because they've been, you know, in a really dark place. But this is someone who's very brave, and they've faced their, oh sorry, I just hit the table. They've faced their deepest, darkest fears in the past, you know, like they've been through a lot of crap. And so they've been there, they've faced their, you know, deepest fears, and they've kind of been through stuff that everyone prays and wishes that they will never go through, you know. So they've been there, they've been through it. They're very brave. They're you know, kind of a warrior is what I'm hearing. They've been through a lot, and they've kind of fought through it. They've come, you know, out of the trenches and out through that horrible place in their life. And so yeah, this is someone who's very very brave. They used to suppress all the stuff that they've been through, like all the emotions and horrible stuff that they've been through. They used to suppress it, but they don't do that anymore. They've kind of taken it out, looked at all the dark stuff they've been through, and they've kind of transmuted it. And what I mean by transmutation is that they've turned all that kind of I guess, you know, sadness and the, you know, darkness that they've been through, and they've kind of transformed it into being a healer. Again, this could be them literally being like a wellness coach, or like a mentor guiding people, or like a life coach, or this can literally be through medicine, like they're helping people, they're, you know, healing people is what I'm getting. So let's get some more information from this deck right here. Spirit, can you please tell me more about pile number 2's future soulmate? Can you give me more information about them? Okay, so we have Venus. Okay, this person is very romantic. Okay, your future soulmate. They're very romantic, and also I feel like they look good. This is someone who takes care of themselves. They look good, and they also really are romantic. Like, this is a type of person who loves love. You know how there's some people that, you know, they feel like love is just convenient to them? This is a person that doesn't just feel like that. They actually love love. And so because Venus is like the planet of love and beauty, so, you know, Venus coming up for them is that, you know, it's basically telling me they admire beauty. I feel like they themselves are really good looking. They take care of themselves, but also they, you know, really value romance, love. This is someone who's very giving, like they're going to take care of you. And I'm also getting like they love traditional like romance, you know, like being you know, like maybe they do kind of follow gender roles. I know a lot of people, especially our generation, is kind of moving away from that, thankfully, but they do like that. Like, I feel like they're like an old school lover, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, let's get more information here. Ooh, okay. We have fixed. So they could be one of these fixed signs right here. So we have Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So they could be some, you know, one of those fixed signs. And I'm also getting that your soulmate, I keep wanting to say future person, but I'm trying to say soulmate. Your soulmate is someone who is very stable. Okay, they're very stable, they're very persistent, meaning that they're very dedicated, a hard worker, and they're loyal and dependable. So again, this is someone who is, you know, a stable person, someone dedicated, persistent, hard worker is what I'm getting. They're very loyal, and this is someone you can trust and depend on. Okay, I'm also getting, guys, like when I was kind of shuffling this pile and, you know, with those two messages, I was getting a quote in my head, and this quote, you know, could either be for you, you know, like pile number 2, like for you, or this can be maybe something related to your soulmate, since it came up while I was doing this reading and shuffling. But I did want to tell you that the quote was that if life was predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor. So I'll repeat that again. So if life was predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor. So, you know, basically, like, if life was predictable and we knew everything that was coming, then life would be kind of boring, and the, you know, it would just kind of lose that you know, excitingness that sometimes you feel. I don't know why this quote came out, but there was a second quote that I kind of heard, which was, cry as much as you want to, but make sure that when you're finished, you never cry for the same reason again. Okay, so I don't know who needs to hear this, but cry as much as you want to, but make sure that when you're finished, you never cry for the same reason again. I don't know why Spirit maybe wanted you guys to hear this. Again, this might be related to the soulmate, or it might be related to you, but take that quote as, you know, as you will. You know, if you need to apply it to your life, do it. But anyways, guys, so let's get more information. Okay, so we're gonna get some more information. We're gonna find, you know, when you're gonna meet this person too. That'll come later. Spirit, what else can you tell me? Okay, these two cards want to come out. So sometimes this, you know, your soulmate appears distant. Okay, like maybe that's just like the first instinct that comes up. Like maybe that's just how they are. They kind of sometimes appear a little bit distant, is what I'm getting. Okay, and I'm also getting, let me get this other card here. Okay, so they can be a little weird. So maybe they have a little, you know, weirdness to them, which is fine, you know, like if I feel like relationships like that are funner, you know, like they're more fun because you know, I feel like if someone's very predictable and they're not weird, it's just like kind of boring. So you want a little weirdness. I'm also getting that they are into fitness and sports. Okay, so this is someone who probably likes being athletic, they're into fitness, sports. This person's a problem solver. Okay, so they like solving problems, they like getting stuff done. How I got, you know, I got that vibe before. Okay, and let's continue shuffling, see what else we get. I feel like this card wanted to come out. This person's very loyal. Okay, this person's loyal to their friends, but in general, this person's just very loyal is what I'm getting. I'm gonna go ahead and do this here. Okay, Spirit, what else can you tell me? Okay, and this person's a natural leader. Okay, and yeah, so guys, you know how I said that sometimes they appear a little distant, like maybe a little standoffish? That's what I'm getting from this. Like, for example, when you first meet them, they're gonna seem unapproachable and maybe they have like an RBF, you know, but they're gonna appear distant. But once you get to know them, they're actually not like that at all, you know. Some people, you just have to kind of wait for them to let their guard down a little bit until they can open up to you, especially those who have been hurt. Like we said, that this person's been hurt, they've been through a lot, and you know, I feel like a lot of people who've been through a lot or have been hurt are kind of like this, where they kind of have their guard up, and then, you know, once they get to know you and they think you're a safe person, they kind of like bring their walls down, and then they're just like a totally different person and they're amazing. Okay, so yeah, guys, this is like a repeat thing. Look, it says not friendly or forthcoming. Now, this doesn't mean they're not a friendly person, because this person's a loyal friend. But what this means is that when you first meet them, they're gonna have their guard up. They're gonna have their walls up, and I think this is how they are for everyone, you know? When they're meeting strangers or someone new, like they don't let people in that easily. And they probably even have an RBF. If you don't know what RBF is, Google it. I can't really say it on this channel, but maybe I can. I don't know. I need to look into that. But yeah, so they're going to be kind of distant at first. You're going to be kind of unapproachable at first. They're going to come off kind of not very friendly right off the bat, not very forthcoming right off the bat. But once you get to know them, guys, they're admirable and they're completely different. Wow. The fact that that came up, yeah. So this is someone who's always evolving, okay? They're always evolving. They're always doing the next best thing, always working on themselves. I'm getting the word curious too. Like, this is a curious person. You know, they like learning. And I also have here, this kind of came out, that this person is kind-hearted. Okay, they're a very kind-hearted person. So once you get to know them, they're like the complete opposite of how they first kind of appear. Okay, And this person's very intriguing. I'm getting, they kind of have a mysterious vibe to them. Okay, with intriguing, like when you first meet them, like, or even like after getting to know them for a little bit, like they have this mysterious vibe. You know, some people just kind of have that. So maybe there's someone who doesn't talk a lot, you know, like, because, you know, talkative people are just kind of like, you know, saying everything about themselves. This person, I feel like, you know, your soulmate holds it back a little bit, so that's why they kind of give off this like mysterious, intriguing vibe. Spirit, what else can you tell me? Okay. Loyal. Guys, we got loyal twice. Loyal friend and loyal. And then we even got it here where it says stability, persistence, loyalty, and dependability. Yeah, this is someone who's very loyal. Like once they like you and, you know, they know that they can trust you, like they have your back. Like they're not leaving. Wow. That's crazy that we literally have this 1, 2, 3 times. Spirit, what else can you tell me? Okay. We have, okay, so yeah, again, it says arrogant. Some people, when you first meet them, they're gonna come off unapproachable. They're gonna have their walls up. They're gonna come off as not as friendly or forthcoming like we saw right here. You know, they're gonna come off maybe even a little arrogant, but this isn't them. This is just the walls they built up because of how many times they've been hurt. Okay, so that's what I keep kind of getting from this pile. Yeah, this is someone who's witty. You know, witty means someone who has like really like funny and smart remarks right back. You know, when they're joking around, like someone very witty. Okay, so let's get some more. Optimistic. So this person's very optimistic. They like looking at life like the glass half full rather than half empty. So I'll set that right over here. And you know what? Let's go ahead and get a different deck this time. This is also something that just flipped over as I was getting the other deck. So your person is attractive. Okay, so this is someone that's really attractive. I mean, they were into fitness and sports. I think they care about how they look. And we kind of even said it with this card here, right? That like, I feel like this person looks good. Like they value beauty. They value beautiful things, beautiful people. And yeah, but okay, let's go ahead and get some from this homemade deck. Ooh, okay, guys. So they have a charming smile. They have a cute smile, okay. And I'm also getting over here, what flipped over is dimples. So for some of you guys, they have dimples. So if you meet someone in the future that has dimples, because I think dimples are kind of rare, right? Like not everyone has dimples, but you know, those who do, like it's really good looking. I think it's cute. But anyways, if you see someone in the future with dimples, you know, question mark, could be your soulmate. But another one that just flipped over is this. So animal lover. So this person loves animals. And guys, honestly, I always say this, but I trust animal lovers, okay? Anyone who's an animal lover and who cares about animal cruelty and all of that stuff is a good person. That person you can trust, you know? And I'm also getting that they could be an entrepreneur or a business owner. So maybe they have their own business. I did kind of get here, guys. Remember from this card, I was saying stability, persistence, and I kept getting the word dedicated, someone who's a hard worker. So this person's kind of a go-getter, you know, like a hustler. But let's get more information. Spirit, what else can you tell me about this person? Okay, I'm being called to get this card over here. Okay, so it could be a Gemini. Okay, so it could be a Gemini, and they could also have straight hair. So this is someone who might have straight hair. Okay, this one wanted to come right out. Oh, Gemini. We got Gemini twice. So could be a Gemini. Spirit, what else can you tell me? You know, I feel like Geminis, for some reason online, they kind of have a bad rep, but maybe that's kind of going away. At least like a few years ago, like they kind of had a bad rep, even though I don't know where that comes from because Geminis are amazing. But anyways, so I'm also getting that they could be an architect or an engineer for some of you guys. Okay, like an architect or engineer. They also love nature. This is someone who loves nature. They love being outdoors. Maybe they like hiking. And I'm also getting that they do love cooking and baking. So, you know, don't be surprised if your future soulmate is cooking, chefing it up in the kitchen. Okay, I love that. You know, I really wish my husband knew how to cook. He doesn't. I wish he did. But anyways, Spirit, what else can you tell me? So this one I'm being called towards. Yeah, okay, a movie buff. So this is someone who loves movies. Like, this is someone who has watched like a bunch of movies, and they love watching movies, all the latest movies they're into watching. I'm not too much of a movie buff, honestly, but I've been with some people in the past that were movie buffs, you know, who watch like every movie, they're super into it. When they're bored, they watch movies. I've never been that person. Like, for me, when I'm bored, I'll just watch like a, you know, quick video or two on YouTube, or but anyways, yeah, there's movie buffs out there. Okay, so they could also have dark brown hair. Okay, so I'm getting dark brown hair. Let's get some more information. Some more information, Spirit, about this person. This one wanted to come out. Oh, okay, so we have dark brown hair or blonde hair. So again, there's a lot of people that could be watching or who could have picked this pile. So, you know, for some of you guys, this person's gonna have dark brown hair. For some of you guys, it might be blonde hair. But let's get more information from this card right here. Guys, for some of you, I'm getting that this person could also be a water sign. That just came up. So like a water sign. And then I just got this too, a medical professional, like doctor, nurse, you know, all the other medical professions like PA, NP, you know, all of them. But anyways, so some type of medical professional. Spirit, can you give me more information about pile number 2, soulmate? Okay, something flipped over here. Healing. Oh my god, I can't even, guys. We got healer, healing. I talked about maybe they're in the medical field and that popped up. This is wild. So yeah, this person is a healer. They've done a lot of healing themselves because they've literally been to the underworld, like basically hell and back, you know. This person's been through a lot. Spirit, what else can you... Oh, that was quick. We have sensitive. So this person's very sensitive. Okay, this is a very sensitive soul. Spirit, what else can you tell me? Okay, we have, oh my god, I can't even, healer. I can't even, guys. We have like 1, 2, 3. This is wild. Spirit, what else can you tell me? Leo, okay, so they can also be a Leo, which we kind of saw here too, like with the fixed signs. Okay, and Spirit, what else can you tell me? Okay, so we have Cancer. It could be a Cancer. I think we got a water sign here. I probably covered it up or whatever. Career focus. This is someone who's focused on their career. Again, they're hardworking, like we saw before. Okay, and let's get... Sorry, guys, my presentation's starting to look kind of messy here. Let's get a few more. We have aviation. For some of them, maybe they're in the aviation field. This could even be like an engineer, like an aerospace engineer, aviation engineer, or they can literally be like a pilot, is what I'm getting as well. And let's do, oh, and yeah, we got Taurus. So we had Taurus right here too for a fixed sign. But guys, let's go ahead and draw when you're gonna meet this person. Okay, so we have April. Okay, so guys, we are in April already. If you haven't met anyone yet, or if you don't meet someone in April, this is probably meaning next April, okay, for some of you guys. I also have June here. Okay, so we have June. So you could be meeting your soulmate in June. So let's get a few more here, Spirit. What else can you tell me? I'm being drawn to this card, fall. So some of you guys might meet this person in the fall. Spirit, what else? And I'm being drawn to this one. We have March. So March already passed, so this is going to be, you know, the following March. And then I'm also getting here in 1 to 2 years. Okay, so we have June of this year, April of either this year or next year, fall, March, and for some of you guys, you might meet your future soulmate in 1 to 2 years. Okay, guys, please leave me a comment below on what pile you picked. I'm very curious. Do you know this person already or not? You know, when I was shuffling, I didn't get any cards about whether you know this person or not. Some of my piles do have that in there, like you already know this person, you don't know this person, it didn't come out. So, but let me know in the pile below if you recognize this, you know, description. And I will see you next week. Bye, y'all. Okay, pile number 3. So who is your soulmate? Who is this person that's going to fall in love with you? We're gonna get what job they do. We're gonna get when you're gonna meet them. We're gonna get how they look, how their personality is like, and we're getting super detailed up in her. So I'm gonna put your Lepidolite is what you guys chose right over there. And let's get started on this first card right here. Untamable. So your soulmate is coming off as untamable. What that means is they're a wild child. I feel like they've been a little bit of a rebel in their life, and no one can tell them what to do. Like, they do their own thing and they're not going to hear it. I'm also getting that they're a little bit competitive is what I'm getting, okay? What I'm also getting from here is that they're very independent, and sometimes they get a little bit selfish, but overall, like, they're a really good person, you know. But I am getting that they're a little bit independent, just sometimes a little bit selfish. They're a very competitive person, and that's what I'm getting, that they've been a rebel in their life, they've been reckless in the past, you know, but with their, like, you know, them being rebels, and they kind of, you know, do their own thing. You can't really tell them what to do, and they're competitive and independent is what I am getting. There might be a Taurus, because I'm kind of getting a little bit stubborn from this one. But let's go ahead and take a look at their other card. We have Gnosis. Gnosis. Okay. So, with this card, guys, I'm getting that your soulmate is a little bit mysterious, okay? They're mysterious. They're a very curious person. They're very knowledgeable. This is a person who's read a bunch of books. They're very intelligent. They have a lot of knowledge. They're curious, but they're very mysterious. They have like an intriguing vibe about them, and but they do know a lot because they're very knowledgeable again. So they hold a lot of information, and I'm just getting that, you know, like this is a very curious person. Like, all the questions that don't have answers to them, like, they want to know. And I'm also getting that they're very skeptical, you know, like, for example, they might be a skeptic for example, like psychics and stuff. They might be like, I don't think that's real. Like ghosts, they might be like, you know, no, I doubt that's what. So basically, very logical is what I'm getting, okay? But let's get more information about this person, okay? Spirit, can you give me more information about pile number 3, soulmate? Thank you. Oh, that was quick. So we have, it says intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity. So yeah, so they're very intuitive. This is someone that you can trust. They do have a lot of patience. This is a very patient person. They are very spiritual, but I think to an extent, okay? And they could even be any one of these signs. For example, we have Taurus, Cancer, Scorpio, Virgo, Capricorn, and Aries. No, that's not an Aries. It's a Pisces. So since I wanted to say Aries, you know, I think I wanted to say Aquarius. I don't know why. It could be that they are an Aquarius, they are an Aries, but there's also a Pisces here. What I want to do is, guys, I just want to get a couple of tarot cards, okay, as well, and then we're going to get into their personality. This one wanted to come out. We have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, guys, so this, you know, your future soulmate is someone who's a little bit competitive, but also they come off a little bit defensive. I feel like they have been through a lot in their life, and so initially they do come off with having their guard up a little bit, okay, being a little bit defensive, but then, you know, once they get to know you and they kind of take those walls down, that's when, you know, you kind of see them for who they are. That's when they kind of come off a little bit mysterious as well. Spirit, what else can you give me? I'm being drawn to this card right here, the High Priestess. Yeah, guys, someone mysterious, but also someone who's spiritual, okay? So kind of like what we already saw. And let's get a few more until we get to our personality and career cards. We have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who's very nurturing, caring, kind of dedicated. So I do get a very nurturing vibe from them, okay? They're very generous, caring, nurturing, and that's how they are. I'm also getting from the Queen of Pentacles that they're logical and practical, is just what I'm kind of getting. But let's get to more information, okay? We have all of these cards to kind of get to my homemade deck. But guys, before I get to that, there was a quote that kind of came up, and it could be for my pile number 3s, but it could also be related to your soulmate. But one of the quotes was that there are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. Okay, so I'll repeat that. There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. And then the second quote was, the greatest glory in living lies the greatest glory in living lies not in failing, but in rising every time we fall. So I'll repeat that because I kind of butchered it. But the greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Okay, I think that one's from Nelson Mandela. But guys, so, you know, these quotes, take it as you will. If you have to apply it to your life, do it. Maybe something Spirit wanted you guys to hear. But yeah, so let's continue your pile and what you guys actually came for. Spirit, can you tell me more about pile number 3, soulmate? Spirit, please tell me more about pile number 3, soulmate. Okay. So I'm being drawn to pull this card right here. We have, okay, so both of these came up, but observant. So this is someone who's very observant. So they're watching, okay, before they're talking. We also have that they radiate positivity. Okay, this is someone who's very positive. And remember, they're very patient. They're a natural leader, okay? So this person has like natural leader vibes. Oops. And let's get a few more. We have, yeah, so this person can be a little bit blunt and direct. Sometimes it comes off harsh, but they don't mean to be harsh. It's just that they, you know, they tell it like it is. They don't sugarcoat it. They're just gonna tell you, you know, how they feel. And I think sometimes it comes off a little bit too harsh, but that's not how they mean it. So they are very blunt and direct, okay? Okay, sorry guys, I had to replace my battery real quick. So let me just fix this and then we'll continue to get more information. Okay, Spirit, can you tell me, can you give me some more information about pile number 3's future, I wanted to say spouse. Yeah, I mean, basically your soulmate is someone who I think you would be marrying, but your future soulmate. So, okay, for some of you guys, they might have blonde hair, okay? So we're getting blonde hair. And for some of you guys, they could like cooking, okay? So they might like cooking or baking. And let's get more information. Okay, there's one that just fell on the floor, but I also wanted to get these two right here. Okay, so there could be a Sagittarius, is what I'm getting. So Sagittarius, and we have video games. So they do like playing video games, maybe like a, you know, hobby of theirs part-time, okay? I mean, a lot of people like video games. I feel like a lot of guys do. It helps them blow off some steam. So not surprised to see that at all. I'm gonna leave that here. And then we also have yoga. So they might be into yoga. Okay, that's super nice. So let's get more information. Ooh, okay, that was quick. So we're also getting that they might be a Virgo, and I think I saw that already. Yeah, I'll put that here. So we already kind of saw that here, that they could be a Virgo. Okay. Okay. Spirit, what else can you tell me? So this card wanted to come out. They like traveling and exploring. So this is someone who loves traveling. Okay. They're probably adventurous. And honestly, like if they are Sagittarius, you know, Sagittarius love traveling and exploring. They're super adventurous. And we have that they could be an engineer or some type of tech professional. I'm getting that they're really toned. Like this is someone who, you know, works out, they take care of their body. And for some of you guys, maybe this might start as a long distance relationship, okay? So it might start off as a long distance relationship, and then, you know, I don't know if you guys might meet them far away and then you guys move in with each other, okay? I am getting that they are very humble though. They're very sweet and humble. And they stand out. Okay, so this is someone who stands out from like other people. So maybe they have something unique about them. Okay, let's get some more information. Spirit, what else can you tell me about pile threes? Future soulmate. I'm getting, okay, that they could be a Capricorn. I think we kind of got that here. There's Capricorn right there. Okay. And yeah, they're very generous and giving is what I'm getting. So I think we got that somewhere else, didn't we? I thought we got that somewhere else, that they're very generous. But anyways, yeah, they're very generous and giving. Okay. And we have always thinking ahead. So there's someone who always thinks ahead. This is someone who has to plan everything. They're not just going to do anything like, you know, on their own. So, yeah, this is a planner. You know how some people are planners and some people like kind of like to wing it? I feel like I'm the type of person who likes to wing it. Like even when I go on vacation, I'm just like, whatever, we'll see, we'll try things. But then, you know, I have a friend who has like an itinerary and we have to do everything. But anyways, this person is the type that would have an itinerary and would want to kind of plan everything out. I also have here, they're a loyal friend, okay? They're very loyal to their loved ones and they're very logical. And I kind of got logical earlier. I feel like that they're very intellectual, you know, like the type who reads a lot of books, always knows what's going on in the news and world events and current events, and they know their history really well. Like this person's very, very smart and very like well-read, you know, well-read meaning they've read a lot of books, they're very knowledgeable, very logical and practical. Okay, so I'm getting that they could also be a water sign, okay? Which I think we had one water sign here. Yeah, we had Cancer. And they're a movie buff, okay? So this is someone who likes watching movies and thoughtful. So this is someone who's very thoughtful, they're respectful, you know, they think about others. And hardworking, okay? They're very hardworking. So let's switch to another pile. So I'm gonna switch to this pile now. Okay, let's see what information we get. We have do it yourself. This is someone who likes doing everything themselves. If there's anything around the house that needs fixing or repair, they're gonna do it themselves. They're not gonna call someone to do it for them. You know, this is someone who obviously is very knowledgeable. So they're like, I can fix this, I got this, I can handle this. I also am being drawn to this one. They're a visionary and a big dreamer. So this is someone who has big dreams in life. You know how there's some people out there that don't really dream big, you know? They really don't think they can touch the sky, or maybe they don't want to touch the sky. But then there's some people who are like aiming for beyond the sky. This is that person. So they have very big dreams, which is why I think they're very hardworking. I also am being drawn to this one. They're very family oriented. This is a family person. Okay, they love being around family. And adventurous and spontaneous. Again, kind of like, you know, with the traveling and exploring, like Sagittarius vibes. They're very adventurous, spontaneous, traveler, explorer. And they are, oh yeah, so this is going to be a very destiny driven meeting, and we know that already because we're talking about your soulmates here, right? Soulmates are part of your destiny, so that one's obvious. We have mysterious, and that's kind of what I was getting from Gnosis, okay? From the Gnosis card, like someone very mysterious, intriguing, intelligent, well-read, knowledgeable, okay? So yeah, that's just one card. They're very flirty. So when you first meet them, they're going to be very flirty with you. Let's get a few more cards here. Okay, so this one wants to come out. So this person is very fashionable. Like they have good style. You know, they care about how they look, their fashion, their clothing. For some of you guys, it could be a psychologist or a psychiatrist. Like maybe that's what they do for their career. And again, that wouldn't surprise me because this person is very knowledgeable is what I'm getting. Okay, and we have an architect or engineer as well, is what they could be. Spirit, what else can you tell me? I have this one and I have this one. Okay, so again, there might be some distance between you guys because we did get, you know, long distance earlier. So that's the vibe I'm getting. For some people, maybe they appear distant when you first meet them. Like maybe they appear a little bit reserved, or like they have their guard up. You know, like we said with the Seven of Wands, like maybe initially they appear kind of defensive or like kind of withdrawn. But once you get to know them, that kind of changes. I'm also getting that they're very motivated. Okay, someone very motivated. Hard worker and motivated. I think we had like hard worker here, right? Yeah, right there, hard worker. So they're very hard worker, very motivated, dedicated. Okay, let's get some more information from another deck right here. Okay, Spirit, can you give me more information? Okay, so the year 2022 came up. So for some of you guys, maybe you have met this person in the past, is what I'm getting, okay? But I feel like for most of you, you did not, okay? This is a totally new person that you don't know about yet. They have nice hair, okay? Ooh, okay, that was quick. We have words of affirmation. So one of their love languages, guys, is words of affirmation. And what that is, you know how some people, their love language is like acts of services, like maybe cooking them something or doing something for them. But for them, it's like telling them stuff like, you're so smart, you're so amazing, you know, stuff like that. So, Spirit, what else can you tell me? Okay, so this one, okay, so this person's tall. So your soulmate is going to be tall, which I'm sure the ladies here are excited. Okay, and then we have that Gemini. So Gemini could be one of their signs, okay? Spirit, what else can you tell me? Which Geminis get a bad rep, but honestly, they're not bad. Romantic feelings, yeah, so a lot of romantic feelings here that they're gonna feel for you. And then we have a few coming up. We have that they could be doing something in the math field, or maybe they're really good at math. Maybe they're an engineer, is what I'm getting. For some of them, they could be like a boss of their own company, or like a manager of a company. And I'm also getting, for some of you guys, this isn't for all of you because I know a lot of people could be watching this pile, but for some of you guys, this could be a childhood friend, someone you grew up with. Okay, or maybe there's a childhood friend is who you meet your soulmate through. So if you have a childhood friend, like a longtime friend, maybe they will be the one introducing you to your soulmate. But for some of you, this could be your childhood friend, because I did get that some of you might have met this person already. Okay, and sometimes they can come off cold. Okay, like kind of harsh or cold is what I'm getting. And they could have black or brown hair. So black hair or dark brown hair as well. I think earlier we got blonde hair, okay, because I know a lot of people could be watching this pile. So for some of you, they could be having black or dark brown hair. For some of you, it's, you know, brown hair. For some of you, this person is going to be a total stranger when you meet them, okay? So again, there could be a lot of people watching or picking this pile. So for some of you guys, you know this person already, could be a childhood friend. For some of you, you could possibly meet this person through a childhood friend. And for some of you people watching this pile, this could be a complete stranger, a completely new person, okay? So guys, let's get information on when you're going to meet this person. Okay, so we have 1 to 2 years. For some of you guys, you're not going to meet your soulmate until 1 year or like 2 years. And some of you guys, it could even be either this April. We're in April right now. So if you don't meet this person this month, then maybe next month. I mean, next April. And so I'm being drawn to this yellow here. So for some of you guys, you could meet them in November. And for some of you guys, you could meet them in December. And for some of you, this March. Okay, so this July, this December, this November, possibly. For some of you guys in 1 or 2 years. Guys, let me know, leave me a comment below about which pile number you picked. I'm curious. And you know, let me know if some of you guys do know this person, or like, you know, it seems like you know this person. Let me know that as well. But I will see you guys next week. Take care. Bye, y'all. Hey y'all, pile number 4. So who is your soulmate? Who is this person that's going to fall in love with you? We're going to get super detailed up in her. I'm going to put your Aquamarine right here, and let's look at the first card. So your soulmate is someone who is a very empowered being. This is someone who has healthy boundaries, and I see like what looks like, okay, that's north and south. Okay, there's a heart in the middle with a like what looks like a sun around it. I don't know if you guys see that, but this person is a very empowered being. They have healthy boundaries. They like having space, and they're very balanced, but it took them a lot of hardship to get to the place of being able to have balance. I'm also seeing this person is a very joyful person. They're the ones who radiate light out into the world, even though they've had to go through a lot of darkness within. And I'm also getting that with this right here in a lot of red, your person is very, I guess, I don't know if I guess I can't say the full word, but like sexual, you know, like I don't know if I can say the full word. I need to look into YouTube's rules. But anyways, your person comes off very sexual, and like romantic, fiery, passionate, like they love that. It's very important to this person. I'm getting that appearances are very important to this person too. I feel like they're very good looking. But that's what I'm getting off of this card right here. But let's get to this one. Okay, we have the Mystic. The Mystic. First of all, there's like this butterfly looking creature here. So this person has transformed a lot. They've gone through a lot of stages in their life where they had to repeatedly transform themselves because they've gone through a lot of stuff. The mystic is usually known as, like, for example, you know, the Lord Shiva, you know, like a bunch of like prophets and etc. Like they're usually known as mystics. And so these are people who have gone through really hard times, but they take that darkness and they transform it. Like they, you know, they teach themselves about, you know, what happened. They do the shadow work, they do the inner healing work, and then they transform that darkness into light. So that's what, you know, your soulmate is. Like they've gone through a lot, but they're very joyful. They radiate light even though they've been through a lot of darkness within, but they know how to do the shadow work, like the healing of everything they've been through. And even this butterfly, they transformed, and look at how this light is coming out of them. Like they're radiating light, they're projecting light out into the universe. And yeah, so that's what I'm getting from these two cards. I'm also getting that your soulmate likes attention, okay? So this is someone who likes attention. I'm also getting that, you know, yeah, they're good at removing darkness. Like if they go through darkness, you know, if they go through a hard time, they're good at removing it and turning it into light. You know how some people, when they go through darkness, they turn dark themselves. If they turn bitter, they turn angry. Some people rebel. That's not your soulmate at all. So that's good. They're also a visionary. Like they have big dreams. They aim for the skies. They're fearless is what I'm getting because they've been through so much. Yeah, that's like the gist of it. Also, like they're a light worker. You know, I don't know if you guys know what light workers are or what it means, but these are people, light workers are people that, you know, go through a lot of hardships, but they heal themselves and then they guide other people to do the same. You know, they basically raise the vibration of the planet by kind of, you know, projecting their joyful, happy light to the world and share it with people around them. And that kind of spreads the light in a way. Let's go ahead and get more information from this deck. Spirit, can you please tell me more about pile number 4's soulmate? Okay, this wanted to come out right here. Yeah, guys, so with Venus, it says give and receive love, find value, see beauty. Remember I was saying this person likes beautiful things. Like this person, you know, your soulmate is attractive themselves, but they also like beauty. They also like for other people to look good, dress good, be attractive. They're very romantic. Okay, Venus is like the planet of love, so they're very romantic, like we saw over here, you know, romantic person, very you know, sexual too, like I've said a few times, but that this person is really beautiful, but they also like beauty as well. Let me get more information. So what else can you tell me about? Okay, so it looks like this wants to come out. So for some of you guys, they could be a Capricorn. Okay, we have Capricorn here. But also your partner, or I mean, why do I keep saying partner? But your soulmate is someone who is very ambitious. They are a hustler, hard worker. You know how Capricorns are, right? Like hard workers, like they'll work, and they're hustlers. So that is how your I keep wanting to say future spouse, but you know, like your soulmate ideally will be your future spouse. But I'm trying to really specifically say your soulmate. Okay, so let's get a few tarot cards. Spirit, can you please give me more information about pile number 4, soulmate? How are they like? Can you please give me more information, Spirit? Okay, I'm being called to pull. Okay, so they have a few toxic traits about them, but actually, you know, I feel like this is something that they've healed. This is something that they've healed, like any toxic patterns about them. You know, they're coming off as the light worker, so they've healed this, or they're in the process of healing this. So what I'm also getting from here is that maybe one of their toxic traits that they're working on is that they were kind of stuck in the past for a while. Okay, but it looks like, especially with the Ace of Wands, they're now trying to move towards something new. Your soulmate is someone who's very creative, and now they're kind of like, yeah. So what I want to say is this person, your soulmate, has healed their past wounds. I think they were stuck in the past a lot. They couldn't let go of what happened in the past, and but they've kind of transmuted this. They got rid of it, and now they're ready for new opportunities, a new fresh start, a new beginning. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing here with these cards. So let's get more information. Spirit, what else can you tell me? Yeah, exactly. So the Death card, meaning that, you know, now they're changing. They're looking for change. And that's probably around the time you might pop up into the picture. We are going to get a few cards about when you're going to meet this person, like your soulmate. But let's pull a few more cards here about their personality. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 4s? Ooh, okay. This card fell out. So they're very sensitive. So this is a very sensitive person, okay? So I won't be surprised if like some water sign card pops up too. Spirit, what else can you tell me about them? Okay, so they do have a very casual style. They're very laid back with the way they dress, like their style. Okay. Ooh. Okay, this one wanted to come out. Yeah, they're hardworking, guys. We just said this with the Capricorn card. This person's a hard worker. They're a hustler. I'm also getting that they could have dark brown hair. Okay, so we have dark brown hair. They love the nature. So they're like a nature enthusiast. They love being outdoors. I bet they're probably like camping and all of that stuff. What else can you tell me, Spirit? So we have this, oh my God, I can't even, Capricorn. We have that twice, guys. We have that twice. Here, I'm gonna move these a little bit so we have more space. So I'm gonna put Capricorn down here. Okay, so we have Capricorn. Let's get a few more here. Actually, let me go ahead and change decks real quick. Spirit, what else can you tell me about pile number 4, soulmate? Okay, this card is staring at me right here. Yeah, they're intriguing. They're a little bit mysterious, okay? Your soulmate comes off as a little bit mysterious, and they might have dimples. You know, dimples are kind of rare. So if you meet someone and you really like them and they have dimples, ding, 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 might be your soulmate. Yeah, I'll just put this over here. Okay, so we have, yeah, okay, so we have artistic. Okay, so they might be artistic. I did get that they were creative with the Ace of Wands. Okay, so artistic. I'm sorry guys if you hear sirens in the back. I'm hearing sirens right now. And we also have that they're funny. We have that they're humorous. Okay, and look, we have mysterious again. Like mysterious is coming up again. We had intriguing and now we have mysterious. So yeah, they come off a little bit mysterious. Spirit, what else can you tell me? Okay, so sometimes it could be a little bit selfish, okay? A little bit selfish. This is reminding me of the song. There's a Britney Spears song called Selfish. It's amazing if you guys haven't heard of it. But I have that stuck in my head now. But okay, let's get some more from this deck. Spirit. Okay, so this one. So guys, it might be an entrepreneur or like a business owner. Okay. So it might be a business owner. Spirit, what else can you tell me? So this card is calling to me right here. Soulmate connection. Yes. That's exactly what our reading is about. Spirit, what else can you tell me? And I'm actually getting this one right here. So for some of you guys, it could be like a physical therapist or an occupational therapist. So there's that too. So we have like an entrepreneur, business owner, maybe a physical therapist, occupational therapist. There could be a lot of people watching, like a lot of different people watching this pile. So it could be different for all of you. They're very adventurous. Okay, so this is someone who probably loves traveling, going on road trips, random adventures. Okay, and yeah, we're getting creative. They're very creative, like we said before. Okay. Okay, let's get a few more here. Spirit, what else can you tell me? I'm being drawn to this one, home improvement. So this is someone who likes doing home improvement stuff. You know how there's some people that just love constantly working on their house? They're always changing something. That's them. So they do kind of like that. They're probably like doing a lot of do-it-yourself stuff, like do-it-yourself projects. Okay, this wanted to come out. Yeah, they're attractive, which I already knew because they value beauty so much. So this person's very attractive. Okay, and they're a problem solver. So they might be someone very logical too, you know? Like very practical, logical, offers solutions, tries to fix things. Okay, we have personal trainer. Guys, for some of you, this person might be a personal trainer. So if you know any personal trainers, and we got therapist again. So, which kind of, so this therapist is like an actual, like, you know, someone who, you know, like a therapist who helps you emotionally, okay? And I wouldn't be surprised because they're coming off as the light worker, someone who spreads their joy, spreads their light, you know, from within, and that kind of helps people, helps raise the vibration of the people around them. So this one, I'm not really surprised came out. Yeah, and they're very peaceful, they're calm, they like peace. For some of you guys, it might have hazel eyes, hazel colored eyes. Okay. And they like board games. So this person's like a fan of board games. And they're into fitness and sports. So they probably like working out, sports, games, activities. Okay, let's get some more information. Ooh, that was, oh my God. It literally said, guys, I won't be surprised if a water sign card comes out because of like, you know, I'm getting vibes that this person's like really sensitive. I think we got a card about that too. They're a light worker. So I don't know why. It was just my intuition was telling me like water sign. But okay, so Cancer came out, which is a water sign. We also have Taurus and Leo, which are earth signs. So I'm gonna take it. I mean, this one's a fire signs. We have fire, water, earth. Spirit, can you tell me more about family? So family is very important to this person. Okay, so your soulmate is all about family. Okay, something flipped over here. Yeah, so this is a new person. You don't know this person. You've never met them before. Okay, so that your soulmate's someone completely new. Spirit, can you give me more information about pile number 4's soulmate? Pile number 4, soulmate, Spirit. Okay. Oops. Wants commitment. Yeah, this is someone who likes commitment. You know, they don't have commitment issues. They want something long term. They're ready for it with this death card here after like a change that they made in their life. They moved on from the past. Spirit, what else can you tell me? Ooh, okay, some of them dropped on the floor. Sorry, let me grab it real quick. For some of you guys in this connection, you might make the first move when you meet them. So it might be you making the first move. Okay. And there's a pink card here that flipped out. For some of you guys, this might even start as long distance. Okay. So not for everyone, but yeah. So I think you guys are going to start out as friends first. Like you're going to start out as friends and then it's going to kind of move into something more serious. Let's get your time frame. Spirit, can you please tell me? Okay, for some of you guys, you're gonna meet this person in 1 year or 2 years. Okay, so 1 to 2 years is when you'll meet your soulmate. Spirit, can you give me more? And for some of you guys, you might meet them December of this year. Okay, so this year, December, and then we have 1 to 2 years. Let's get a few more. Okay. And for some of you guys, you might meet them in spring. Okay, you might meet them in spring of this year. So we have December of this year, spring of this year, which basically we're in spring, right? I mean, it's still cold where I live, but I think basically we're in spring. And then, or in 1 or 2 years, okay? So guys, tell me if, you know, how you feel about this reading. And in the comment section below, let me know what pile you picked, okay? And I will see you next week. Bye, y'all. Hey, y'all. Pile number 5, last but not least. Let's talk about who is your soulmate, okay? Who is your soulmate? Who is this person that's gonna fall in love with you? We have the Dalmatian Jasper, which I'll put right here, and let's get started. We're gonna get super detailed up in her. We're gonna go ahead and get your, like what time you're gonna meet this person, what job they do, their description. So the first card is Independent. Okay, with the cute little cat here. You know, cats are really independent. They do their own thing, you know, walk to the beat of their own drum. So your future, your soulmate, I keep wanting to say future spouse, but obviously I think you're going to be marrying your soulmate. So your soulmate is someone who's very independent. They are strong, they are brave, and they're confident. Okay, so you know how cats walk with confidence, right? That's how your soulmate is. So they're independent, they're brave, they're strong, they're confident. Yeah, I'm getting that right off the bat. And let's check this card out. So we have, let's see how I can pronounce this. Alethea. Alethea. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Okay, so with Alethea, your soulmate is someone who is a good communicator. They're going to communicate everything because the truth is important to them. Okay, so this is someone who really admires the truth. They're not a liar. They do not like liars. This person admires the truth, and they communicate very well because, you know, they are able to just say what they want because it is the truth. I'm also getting this, you know, your soulmate isn't someone who will sugarcoat things, okay? Yeah, they're not going to sugarcoat things. They're just going to say it like it is. The truth really, really matters to them. This is also someone who has done some shadow work with like the black and white here. I'm seeing that they've done some shadow work, you know, like, I wouldn't be surprised if this, you know, if your soulmate is someone who has done therapy or, you know, if not actually talking to a therapist, but maybe even doing it themselves, you know, like inner work and shadow work themselves is what I'm seeing. So, but let's get more information. Spirit, can you please tune into pile number 5's energy, and can you please tell me more about their future soulmate? Okay. Spirit, please tell me more about their future soulmate. Okay, so we got 2 out here up in her. Okay, guys, so possibly a fire sign, okay? We have that they could be a fire sign. They're confident. They're very optimistic. Oh, we had confidence here too, right? Like how I said that they're very, you know, bold, brave, confident, independent. Yeah, so, you know, they have confidence, they're optimistic, they view, you know, life glass half full rather than glass half empty. They're passionate, they're brave. Look, bravery came up again. So that is who your soulmate is. Someone very confident, strong, powerful, brave. You know, walks to the beat of their own drum like cats do, right? And we also have Sagittarius. So they likely are very adventurous, your soulmate, someone who likes traveling. And again, Sagittarius, we have like another fire sign here. But yeah, they like traveling, they like adventure, exploration, they're very curious. They're very optimistic. We got optimistic twice, so again, very positive. They look at life with gratefulness, and they look at everything with a glass half full rather than half empty. And they love their freedom. They need their freedom. They need their space, is what I am hearing. Let's get some more information here. So we're going to start with tarot cards. Spirit, can you give me more information about... We have pile number 5's soulmate. Let's get some more information. Okay, the Magician, guys. This person kind of gets what they want. The Tower. The Moon. So, okay. Your soulmate is someone who's very intuitive, okay? They might even be spiritual. They're very intuitive. They trust their gut, which is why they're very confident. They trust their gut. And I'm seeing that they kind of get what they want. They're the Magician, but I also think that there has been a lot of chaos in their life that they're now just getting over. Okay, this was stuff from their past, but you know, there's been a change, like a major change that's taking place, and they're now just kind of getting over that. And I think they're feeling more confident in themselves after moving past this. Okay, because the Tower is all about something coming crashing down. And with the 6 of Cups, I feel like this is something that happened in the past. And with the Death card, it looks like things have changed now. And now they're in their Magician mode where they're ready to manifest, ready to get everything they want. They're ready for new opportunities. And again, I feel like, again, they are kind of mysterious. They have a mysterious vibe to them, but they're very intuitive, and I feel like they're very spiritual. But let's get some more information. Spirit, can you please cleanse Beer's energy from this deck and tune into pile number 5's energy? Who is your soulmate? Okay, so sometimes they come off a little bit selfish, okay? A little bit selfish, and we have that they can be a perfectionist. I'm trying to get this card here. They can be a little bit of a perfectionist. Let's see what else we get. Yeah, they're adventurous. And we saw that with like the Sagittarius here, right? This is someone who likes traveling. They love their freedom. They like their space. They want to be able to explore. But this is someone who's very supportive and nurturing, okay? They're a very supportive partner, very nurturing. So I'm going to move some of these up. Okay, sorry guys, I just made some more room so I can put stuff here. But also, again, they come off very mysterious, okay? Your partner, like we said, you know, with the Moon card, I feel like has like a mysterious aura or vibe to them. Let's see what else. They're very determined and driven. So this is someone very driven. They're a hustler, they're a go-getter, they're independent, they're working on their stuff. And maybe sometimes they come off a little bit judgmental, okay? They do come off a little bit judgmental sometimes. I mean, honestly, who isn't these days? Okay, and we have a little bit egotistical. I mean, guys, a little bit egotistical, typical fire sign, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if your person is a fire sign, since we had that come out twice, right, in the beginning of your reading. So let's get a few more cards here. I'm going to do this deck. Spirit, can you give me more information? And they're always thinking ahead. This is someone who's a planner. They have to plan. They're always thinking ahead. They don't like doing things like kind of on a whim. You know, they like to know what's happening. And for some of you guys, they could be a psychologist or a psychiatrist is what I'm seeing here. Okay. And I'm being drawn to this card. Yeah, they could also be an architect or some type of engineer. Okay, and they're very family oriented. They love family, they love being around family. Let's get a few more. Okay, so we have, yeah, so this is someone who lights up the room when they walk in. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like the type who always ends up being the center of attention, you know, at parties. Maybe like the main person that people kind of like gather around. The life of the party is what I'm hearing. Okay. Spirit, what else can you tell me? We have dedicated. Yeah, we kind of got that with determined and driven. So someone very dedicated. I think they're hustling. They're really aiming for success. Okay, yeah, let's keep shuffling. Okay, video games. So sometimes they play video games to blow off some steam. Okay, and then I was attracted to this one right here. So sometimes maybe they tend to overthink. They're a little bit of like an overthinker. Okay. I'm gonna put that right here. And let's get a few more here. Okay, yeah, they're not a fake person. They're very real. They're not fake. Again, they love the truth. They're all about the truth. So, you know, they're not gonna fake it, you know? And, you know, okay, so egotistical came up earlier, and now humble is coming up. So maybe for some of you guys, this, you know, your soulmate's really humble. For other of you, maybe they have a little bit of an ego, you know, like classic fire sign ego. Spirit, what else can you tell me? Because there's a lot of people watching, or like one pile. So it might be a little different for all of you. Yeah, they are very generous and giving though. You know, this is a very generous and giving person. And I'm gonna go ahead and get a few cards from here. Sagittarius, guys, I can't even. Sagittarius came up again. So fire sign is heavy in this reading. Spirit, what else can you tell me? Okay, so we have these two that turned up. So average height, okay. They're an average height. Food industry, maybe some of them work in the food industry. Spirit, what else can you tell me? So I'm being drawn to this one. Yeah, for some of you, okay. For some of you with spine coming out, maybe some of you guys know this person already. And either you have been watching them, like social media or whatever, or maybe they're interested in you and they're kind of watching your social media sometimes, or you know, so that is coming out. So maybe some of you guys know this person already. Spirit, can you give me more information about pile number 5's soulmate? Okay, so there's a few cards wanting to come out here. We have, yeah, they're very active on social media. This is someone who posts a lot on social media, okay? And I'm also getting, yeah, Leo, guys, I can't even. Another fire sign. This is wild. I don't think this has happened in any other pile. Like, holy crap. Okay, so something flipped over here. Yeah, so what flipped over here is not active on social media. So for some of you guys watching this pile, maybe a lot of people are going to pick this pile. I'm not sure yet. I guess I'll find out. But for some of you, they're active on social media. For others of you, they're not very active on social media. Okay, so we're getting 2 here. Okay, and again, it's a little self-absorbed. I did see a little selfish come up earlier, a little egotistical. So for some of you, maybe they are a little bit self-absorbed, but they do have a very good side too. I think we saw the card come up that they're very supportive, they're very giving, they're generous, okay? And for some of you guys, this person might have brown hair, okay? And for others of you, this person is very funny. This is someone very funny. Okay. Let's get, ooh, that was quick. So we have wants to reach out. Guys, again, first of all, I think when you meet your soulmate, they're gonna reach out to you first. Okay, I think they're gonna be the ones who make the first move. And for some of you guys, I think some of you know this person or they know you. They probably want to reach out to you. Okay, so let's get more information. So I'm gonna do these two. Yeah, guys, so we have a little humble. I think we got humble twice. You know, like that's what I was saying. Maybe some of you guys are a little bit egotistical. Some of you, your soulmate's a little bit humble. So we got humble twice. And we also got childish. So sometimes what this means is, you know, some people have like a funny, like we have funny here, like a funny childish humor. That's what this means. Okay. And let's get a few more here. Hold on, I saw something want to come out here. Okay, we finally have a non-fire sign, which is Capricorn. And again, this person, they seem very hardworking, dedicated, driven. So maybe for some of you guys, they are a Capricorn. And I'm gonna go ahead and get some of the time frame cards here, like when you're gonna meet this person, okay? So we have spring, which we are in spring right now, right? So we're in spring right now. So it could be even like around the corner, okay? December is when another one. So for some of you guys, it's spring. For some of you, December. I feel like some of you know this person already. For some of you guys, in 1 to 2 years, okay? So in 1 year or 2 years, you'll be meeting your soulmate. And this pink wants to come out. For some of you guys, April. So we're already in April. So if you haven't, like, you know, if you don't meet this person by the end of April, this is next April, okay? But we are in April right now, so keep your eyes peeled, guys. Okay. I feel the need to just get a few more from this. I feel like I didn't pull enough. Okay, for some of you guys, it could be a lawyer. Okay, or some type of legal professional. And there's another one underneath here. Yeah, and for some of you guys are very critical on themselves. They're very harsh on themselves to do things correctly. Okay. Spirit, what else can you tell me? And we have unique birthmarks. So they have some unique birthmarks. So that could be a sign as well that that person could be your soulmate. Okay. Capricorn came out again. So we have fire sign, we have, you know, Capricorn, dimples. So they might have dimples, okay, as well for some of you. Dimples are kind of rare though. I think dimples is one of those kind of rare but like really good looking features. Earth sign, yeah. So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. So we have earth and fire that keeps coming up with Capricorn. So I think the only sign to have come up so far is earth and fire, but mostly fire just kept coming up. Okay. We have a problem solver. Yeah, they're problem solvers. Okay, so they're probably very logical, very practical. Yeah, and it says edgy or old-fashioned. So for some of you guys, I have a very edgy kind of fashion or style. Let's put this here. Okay, guys. Guys, let me know if you know this person or not, because for some of you guys, I was feeling like you know this person already. But for others of you, you don't yet, and you're gonna meet them soon. So leave me a comment about which pile you picked, guys, and I will see you in your next reading. Bye, y'all.